Family, grand rising, grand rising, grand rising. So I wasn't even really planning on recording today. Let me get my life together. Um, but something told me it was going to happen this morning. And if you hear anything behind me, my best friend's on her way over because we're hanging out today. But Spirit said this message. I had to get it out. So this morning I'm sitting here. I'm making breakfast for my babe and everything, and all of a sudden I wanted some coffee. So I go across the street to the store to get some coffee. And the first one I picked up, something just said, read the directions right quick. I know how to make coffee. I mean, come on. I'm 40, I'm 45. So I've been making coffee a long time. You see what I'm saying? So Spirit said, look at the directions. Okay. So I read the directions on the first one I pick up, and it requires twice as much than I would normally put in to get the same amount. Let me give you perspective. I'm used to doing 4 tablespoons to get 24 ounces of coffee. So this thing is telling me I need 8 tablespoons to get 24 ounces of coffee. I thought about it, and then I picked up something else and read the directions, knowing and it being confirmed that regular coffee, what I was looking for. And then as I came home and I was making the coffee, I grabbed my little oat creamer, all that fun stuff. And then it hit me today on this 5/5 a 26. There's Spirit, give it to me. There are times when Spirit is telling you that you need to read the directions on what you're doing instead of going willy nilly in the streets. Spirit said I didn't say it wrong. Everything that you're doing, okay, has a direction, has a reason. Now, some things that you do, okay, they have specific directions that are simpler and easier for you to get what you want and what you're asking for and what you're moving towards. Now, if I would have picked up that first thing of coffee I had, that would have been a small waste of my money, or actually a full waste of my money, because without reading the directions, I would have been doing more than what was needed to get the same result that I wanted, to get the same result that was required. Understand what I'm saying here? It's not following the directions on a cup of coffee or on a look. And I just see this. There, I don't do no endorsements. They're not paying me for this. This is a store across the street from my house, and it literally says on here 1 tablespoon for 6 ounces. Right? There are times when Spirit is giving you direction for something, and it's telling you to look more into this before you move, so you can move directly and without expending so much energy. But some are so busy just trying to move that they don't fully understand what they're moving in because they need to, or because they just failed to read the damn directions, to hear the directions. Mm, mm. Ooh, I give thanks. See, reading is a powerful thing. So is wisdom and understanding. So when you're sitting there and you're meditating with spirit, you're sitting with spirit, you're talking with spirit, you're getting your downloads, your revelations, you're moving the rocks out of your way. Are you listening? Did you read the directions when spirit gave you that paper to tell you that when you get to those rocks in the road, you need to move them to the right, going down the hill, instead of to the left, going up the hill? Mm. Did you read those directions? Did you read that? Or did you just see the scroll that Spirit gave you and said, okay, I'll read this later and put it in your pocket? And then when you decided to read it later, you realized that everything that you have gone through had already been explained to you. You were just moving too fast, thinking that you were too busy to actually read the directions. Understand what I'm saying, please. Because the direction I get are different than the directions you get. But there are some people trying to follow other people's direction and then wonder why some shit just ain't working out for them. That's because you're not listening to the direction the Spirit is giving you. The Spirit is pulling you in fully. I said some of y'all ain't even listening to or reading to the direction that Spirit is pulling you in fully. You're half-ass getting directions because you're half-ass reading. If I give you, because I live in Las Vegas, if this is your first time here, you're at my house. You want to know how to go to Sunset Casino. I'll write you down a list because you don't, you're not trying to pull it up on your phone. Your phone's doing some weird shit. I write down a list for you to go. I give you a list of directions. There's 7 directions on this list. You stopped at direction 3 because you saw Station Casino over there. Oh, okay, cool. And then you start going in that direction. But see, you didn't read those other 4 that are on the list because you started going in that direction. Just because you saw the end doesn't mean that the directions that you're just going to go with are the way to that end. Sometimes you need to follow the directions fully, read them all so you can understand what's happening. Now, how does this relate to your spiritual life? If you haven't picked it up, it's because Spirit is always giving you direction. You're always getting instructions on which way you need to move down your path. What's the next road? And there's layers to this. There's layers to this. So some of y'all, this may not make full sense to you. Because how can I say in one breath that you're a ruler and you can rule the spirits and what you do and what you say, but at the same time, Spirit is giving you direction and you have to listen to that. Understand, like I said before, it's give and take. It's give and take. My baby is calling. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, baby.
Hey, love, you okay?
I am actually recording right this moment.
Go back to recording. I love you.
I love you, baby.
Peace and blessings. Bye.
Peace and blessings, my love. Okay. Direction. So, when I was getting all this information in this download about doing direction this morning on this 5-5, I was like, okay, direction. Like I literally wrote it down on the rest of this paper that has some stuff on the other side. Okay. Following directions. Put it on my coffee thing. It's empty because, I put my coffee thing in another container and put it in the freezer. And I went about my morning. And then I had my class at 11. And see, because I was following direction, this direction right now that you're seeing made sense. Mm. The podcast that I dropped this morning on YouTube makes sense because it aligned with the class that I had in a way that, again, and is not for everybody, but the alignment is there. Hmm. Give and take. See, hmm. Spirit just said on any journey, on any long journey, it's going to be give and take. And all you got to do is listen enough to Spirit in the beginning to get you on the track. When there's going to be times when Spirit's going to need to take a break to see what you've learned. When you can give Spirit direction on the track. Learning, following directions. See, family, I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm going to get up off of this and I'm actually going to make me some coffee right now. 'Cause, you know, because it's about to hit 3 o'clock and I want a cup of coffee. Family, I love you. Powerful things are happening. If you've been listening to the past few shows, baby, nothing is ever by accident. How I show up here is not by accident. And how you see me show up here is how I am in the rest of my day. So, you know, this is Tuesday. This was yesterday. This is tomorrow. This was last week. This is next week. Because I read directions. And even though I'm given directions, I also read them. And I follow them. Because not everybody gets directions when they're not chosen to be given directions. Just because not everybody who hears the call answers the call. And not everybody who answers the call gets all the directions. Did you fully open the paper? Because some people aren't getting all the directions because they hadn't fully opened the paper. Ashe, Spirit, Ashe. Family, I'm getting up out of here. I love you so much. I love you so much. Peace.